Alright, moving on to more proofs. I need to prove that TO equals ES. So, what I'm going to do is start with what I've been given and see if I can prove the triangles are congruent. Statement reasons. So I've been given that TO, or T, is congruent to angle E. And then I've been given that angle TSO, this angle right here, is congruent to this angle, which is EOS. I haven't been given anything else, but I do know that this side is shared by both triangles, so I can say that OS is congruent to OS because of reflexive property. And that is enough to show that the two triangles are congruent, because I have an angle, and a side. So I say triangle TSO is congruent to triangle EOS because of angle, side. And then I can show that TO is equal to ES because corresponding parts of congruent triangles are congruent. Last easy-ish proof, MB equals RAI. Well, I'm going to start with what I know. I say that angle MBI, which is this angle, is congruent to this angle, which is RIB. And that is given. Then I'm going to say that this angle, we'll call it MIB, is congruent to this angle, we'll call it RBI. That's given. And then I see it shares the side, so right away I'll just put that mark. And BI equals BI because of reflexive. And that is enough, angle, side, angle, to show that the two triangles are congruent. And then I can say that the part MB is congruent to RI because they're corresponding parts of congruent triangles. Moving on to 10, find the value of each variable. So, if this is an isosceles triangle right here, and this side equals this side, then this angle right here equals this angle. So I know this is also 25 degrees. If I know these two are 25 each, I can find the big angle right here. And I see that x is just 1/2 of that. So I say, and let's say 25. Well, actually, if this is x and this is x, so I can set up as 2 x's. 25 plus 25 plus the 2 x's equals 180. This is 50 plus 2x equals 180. Subtract 50. 2x equals 130. X equals 65. I see this is also an isosceles triangle. If these two sides are equal, then it would be these two angles being equal, which makes this 57. Easy. Now, if these are 57, this one has to add with it to make 180. So I say 57 plus 57 plus y equals 180. 57 and 57 would equal 114. Subtract 114. Y equals 66 degrees. If this is an isosceles triangle, these two sides being equal, x and z are going to be equal. Now I can figure out what z is because it is a supplementary angle to 135. So these two have to add up to be 180. So I say 135 plus z equals 180. Subtract 135. I get z equals 45 degrees. Now if that's 45, then x is also 45 degrees. And then I just have to find y. So 45, 45, and y equals 180. (45 and 45 is 90. Subtract 90. Y equals 90. Okay, so I know that if this is an isosceles triangle, then this angle and this angle are equal. So this would also be 4x minus 28. And I know that this angle and this angle have to add up to be 180. So I say that if this is 4x minus 28 right there, I say 4x minus 28 plus the 9x equals 180. 4x plus 9x is 13x minus 28 equals 180. Add 28 and you get 208 equals 13x. Divide by 13 and you're going to get x equals 16 degrees. No, it's not 16 degrees, just 16. That's the value. And we want to find both this angle and this angle. Pretty easy. They're both the same if this is an isosceles triangle. So we say 2x's plus 101 equals 180. Subtract 101. And you get 2x's equals 79. Divide by 2. And you get x equals 39.5 degrees. In this case, it is degrees. Same thing here. If these two sides are equal, then these two angles are going to be equal. We'll call them x both. This is done this exact same way. 2x's plus 32 equals 180. Subtract 32. 2x's equals 148. Divide by 2. Divide by 2. And you get x equals 74 degrees. Okay, so SRT. SRT is 4x minus 70. And we know that RS equals ST, so we know this side equals this side. If this is 4x minus 70, then this is also 4x minus 70 also. And then STU, that is 6x. So this is done very similar to this, where you set them up equal to 180, taking their sum. So you take 4x minus 70 plus 6x equals 180. 4x plus 6x is 10x minus 70 equals 180. Add 70 to both sides. 10x equals 250. Divide by 10. Divide by 10. And you get x equals 25.